Bro, I'm hitting that point where, the grind, the hustle, really pushing yourself freaking exhaust you. And your eyes burn, you get styes, which if you don't know what a sty is, it's like a pimple on your eye and it pushes up against it. It does not feel good. And you need to realize that God gave us 7 days in a week. And, you are to rest fully at least one of them. And for you to beat and limit your stress and your burnout, you need time for yourself. Remember, a glass can only spill what it contains. I say it a lot, but it's just so freaking true. And it's so simple, an elementary school kid gets it. So, maybe you can share that with somebody else. Maybe you can share it with, if you're a teacher, share it with your high schoolers, your junior hires, your elementary schoolers. But, we tend to, as we get older, we want to do more for ourselves and others. If you follow Christ and that's your heart. But in general, God has designed us all, whether we follow him or not, to give ourselves to other people. Because we all naturally, when we are told that we do something good and great from somebody who we truly look up to and who we love, we have that sense of, wow, I really did. And everybody has that sense, even really evil people. And you need to realize that, it takes a lot of work to get to that point, because you pour so much of yourself out into other people. And in turn, they pour themselves out into you. And that could be their finances, their money, their time, their energy, and vice versa. Remember, it's so important, man. All of us, even those who seem like they have so much extra time and they're doing so much with their lives, we all have 24 hours in a day. So you need to look at every day and plan every day with the things that you know that you can do. Don't set these super high goals. Until you're further along in your journey of life. But you want to set these expectations of things that you can do. But speaking of expectations, don't have a lot of expectations for what you do in the beginning until you have created a system and you understand what you're actually capable of. Because yes, all of us can do huge, great, incredible, and amazing things. But if I'm going to use a fancy word here, but if you half-ass it, or you're not, or if you multitask and do so many things at once, you're not learning much. That's definitely going to lead to burnout. And then it's definitely going to lead to a lot of emotional instability, because I remember many years ago working at a job I hated. I'm currently now at a job that I don't mind. It's just, it doesn't challenge me enough because it's just a really easy job, but it pays the bills. But I know I'm not married to it. I'm not going to stay at that job the rest of my life, because God is working a lot in the situation, and he's doing it in yours too. In the season of life that you are in, God has an open door of opportunity. The thing is, once you start to focus on him, he will start to work on your mind. He will start to work on your spirit. He will start to work on opportunities that will align with the path that he has for you. And the path will change over time as you grow. Another good example is, I think of me, and this is even current, but I've learned a lot since then. So this is, I guess, now past me. But, I wanted to, make $100,000. I've never made that much money ever, not even close. But I tended to want that much money. I wanted, and I ended up idolizing that. And then I thought, after seeing a video from Alex Ramosi, he said, he would say most people want that much money, but they don't know how to operate at that level. So if they were just given that, then you won't know how to stay at that level. You have to understand the amount of work, the amount of effort, what all it takes to get there, and then you will be rewarded with that. And it's the same with, our work habits, and our mindset, and what we're willing to do, what we're willing to sacrifice to get to where we want to be. you have to be willing to hurt a little bit, because it's gonna hurt. You're gonna get a lot of advice from people who honestly don't have the right to give it to you. So don't accept the advice that everybody gives to you. And if you have something big, something heavy on your heart that you know God is wanting for your life, be extremely, extremely careful with those who you tell. I would only tell one person, and that's somebody who you would take a bullet for. Tell that guy. And and if you're married, even be extremely careful when telling it to your spouse, because our spouses think different. Women think different than we do. I don't know if you know this or not, but women can have babies and men can't. And if you have kids, then you notice, there might have, there are changes in your wife. Once her body, produces a little human, her body is never the same after that. Now, I'm not talking about like weight fluctuations and stuff like that, like her emotions and just the way she, like her senses as well might be super sensitive to sounds, and maybe she has a heightened sense of smell. I mean, creating a baby takes a lot out of a woman, pun intended, but you just need to understand just that before you are to bring it up to your life. If you want to work for yourself, or if you want to grow your company or something like that, I don't know, or even when it comes to relationships, be extremely cautious and careful for those you invest, because it is a life investment. It is a spiritual connection with you and your friends. And that comes from a point of love, because when you love them, you want what is best for them, so that when your buddy is going through a really hard time, your heart hurts for him. And you need to think of that before you draw really, really close to people. So you need to have a really small circle. See what I did there? That's pretty cool. And and today, we are at a season of life, and at the time I'm recording this, it's like the worst, what do you call it, cold front, the worst snowstorm or whatever, like in a really long time. Like, this is definitely gonna make records. And I did some research, and the storms are so bad. I saw 2 videos of deers that were upright walking, and they were literally frozen to death. And you might be like, and you might think that that's crazy. And I'm like, these animals aren't used to cold climates like this. It happens so fast. So, I mean, you need to think of it that way. And yeah, there are some AI videos out there, but not each video is AI. Like this one. It's the real me. I want to plan to do a future event, but I think before the event, I'm going to call in sick, and then I'm just going to show up virtually. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a real person. But yeah, I want you to go out there today and just make the best of it. And you can do that by writing down things you want to do today. Things that you know that you are capable of currently where you're at in life. And you can even write out, maybe like a 5-year vision plan, which you make it as simple as, so that like a 5th grader can understand it. Just make bullet points and like 3 headlines for just big things you want to achieve. And under those headlines, make little, what's up, Nug? Here's my little nugget. And then under those, just put the 3 to 5 bullet steps, which will be the steps it'll take to get there. All right, I need to go. Little man is up. But make today a great day. See ya.